Welcome to CareSmart's 360 On Air, a home care podcast. I am Ruby Mehta, VP of Sales at CareSmarts. In today's episode, we are thrilled to have Matt Ericksen, Senior Director of Sales and Operations at Griswold. Matt is a true home care innovator with over 10 years of experience in home health and home care. He currently leads the franchise operations and sales support team at Griswold, advising and supporting over 180 franchise locations across 31 states. His expertise helps these locations achieve their revenue and profitability goals. As a seasoned strategist, Matt is always on the lookout for growth opportunities, and he's a pro at leveraging emerging technologies like AI to solve key challenges in the industry, especially caregiver recruitment and retention. His passion for transformative business strategies and impactful leadership is driving real change. Let's dive into the conversation with Matt and explore how he's shaping the future of home care. Welcome to the podcast, Matt. How are
Thanks,
you?
Ruby. I'm great. Glad to be here.
Great. So let's start with technology innovation. My first question, that as a home care franchisee, look to the future. What are some of the key technological innovations and emerging trends they should have on their radar?
Yeah, it's a great question. And there's a lot happening right now within the realm of just technological advances, automation, and so forth. So kind of where do you focus, right? When you only have a little bit of time, when you're managing clients and caregivers. And starting high level, start with mindset, understand that the trajectory of the industry is heading towards almost kind of the clinical acute setting that they're at presently, or and have been for some years, of data-driven insights and facts, right? Where home care historically has lagged there, not so much anymore. The best providers are performing and understand that the data is going to get them better operational efficiencies and partnerships with vendors and payer sources, right? In particular, where you want to focus is looking at the feedback loop. And so that's going to be starting with your caregiver and client satisfaction. What is that information telling you? Are you taking advantage of platforms that can give you those insights and then turn them into action? So a system like we use, it was previously called Home Care Pulse. It's now Activated Insights. Their experience management platform. We've taken that and we've embedded that into everything from our P&L to our coaching conversations that we've had with our franchisees. And that data is allowing them not only to achieve rewards to go to their vendor sources with and their referral sources, but also how do you manage the business better and make those decisions on which vendor partners to go with technology wise. If you identify that your caregiver reputation with them, and you have high turnover, or there's less caregiver satisfaction, well, there are partners out there from a technology standpoint that can help us as far as improving those numbers far more efficiently than saying adding another FTE. And so that's like one example of many. I could probably be on a soapbox all day long about these. But that is a key one, is to understand what is the information telling me, what platforms do I need to go to in order to help rectify this, solve that solution, but do so economically. Other areas we look at is the overall integrated tech stack. So are these systems that we're then signing up with, right? So we use Ava, we use Sensi, we have our Power BI platform, WellSky, so forth. But what we're very careful, and it's a top priority when we are working with partners, is are our systems talking with each other? And I've been part of past companies, and I've seen it in the industry where everybody has their system siloed. One system on, say, recruiting retention is not working with their caregiver management or their client management platform. When these systems don't talk, you don't get the data insights that you need in order to make really actionable decisions. And with everything moving so quickly, especially with like AI, the systems that are adopting these integrated tech stacks and making sure that their business is reflective of that kind of strategy are going to be the ones that are going to really capture those emerging trends and then also make those advances with their business.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what's happening today. That you definitely need these tools and technologies to manage your data, because there's so much data out there. So true. So what digital tools and platforms is Griswold developing to help these franchisees enhance the client experience?
Yeah, that's another good question. And we're really excited for the blend of the partnerships we have with our vendors and then the organic internal tools that we've built at the home office, the franchisor, that blend all this together, right? And so we really lean into the tools that we can create in Power BI and the data dashboards that we make available to our franchise owners. We understand, and having been on the franchisee side in my past life, I understand, intimately the lack of time that there is. You want to spend time, every business owner wants to spend time looking at their numbers, but how much time do you have relative to when you need to talk to a client, when you need to talk to a caregiver, your team, right? So the Power BI is our umbrella tool that we use to help them take all their systems and very quickly identify either KPIs, trend lines, stories that they can use to take action, whether it's elevated client risk, whether it's hospitalization rate, whether it's you're taking on, too many referrals from one referral source and becoming one-dimensional. That's a risk in itself, right? Especially with how the industry is trending on having a very diverse referral source strategy. So we use that to kind of make it easy for our owners to take more actionable decisions. Then from there, once they understand like a present day where their business sits, we have business forecasting tools and modeling that we've built and incorporated the Home Care Pulse Activated Insights, their benchmarking report. And that's been really helpful in taking their trailing indicators that they have in their P&L, or maybe like the last 3 months worth of sales or marketing information. And we can then convert that into a leading indicator based off of all the benchmarking and the historical performance of both them, the network, and the industry. And these tools have helped them understand where the business needs to go, the decisions they make, and be more forward thinking with that. And then like I mentioned earlier, Sensi and Ava really have been two of the ones that have been really helpful as far as the AI realm, as far as taking advantage of an often used word. I mean, AI is turning into like that kind of like that shiny object syndrome, right? Where everybody wants to use it, everybody wants to incorporate it, but how do we operationalize it?
Yeah.
Well, they're using it for as far as client satisfaction, reducing risk of hospitalizations, and then at the highest level, Ava, it's been fantastic as far as reducing caregiver turnover, improving their satisfaction, which helps clients.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. With so much admin work and that administrative burden that people have, and then I'm saying this because we have in the audience, we have so many smaller agencies or agencies who are growing fast, but there's so much administrative burden they have. So your insight on maybe some of the ways Griswold is using automation or data analytics or other technologies to really optimize that work, optimize workflows and reduce that administrative burden for our audience to really learn from there.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And that's a question I think that a lot of our franchisees, regardless of their size, is facing, is that constant balance between, where's the internal labor going? What tasks, what assignments? And so where we focus really specifically there is, probably one of the better examples is in our recruiting world. So right now, the majority of our franchisees, a significant amount of them, they never manually enter a caregiver ever into any system whatsoever. It's fully automated and digitalized from the point that the caregiver applies, saying like on Indeed, directly through our ATS. We use Hierology, and then from the ATS directly into WellSky. And so we've created through integrations a system where you can show literally a caregiver a QR code, they scan it, they input their information, it flows right through our systems, and in real time we can really manage their experience to be at an exceptional level, and turn them around and get them working and ultimately a paycheck within 1 to 2 weeks. And that level of efficiency has helped our offices really identify the top talent, especially when you're a larger volume office, you have 100, 150 applicants in a week. How do you find the right people for your business, that right fit? And for your offices that are, say below the industry average, it's about 2 million in annual revenue. At that size, you may have 1 to 2 coordinators in your office. You really need to be focused on sales and marketing and generating that what we call the community consciousness, the ability of the greater territory that you're in, that to know that you exist. You need to be marketing. You shouldn't be managing back end. And when you have these efficiencies, where the systems can automate and take out that back end inputting. You can talk to more clients, you can talk to more referral sources, and really increase the touch points you have at any given week with the people on the other end of the care that you're hoping to provide.
Awesome. Yeah, that really makes sense. And that actually brings my next question, because a lot of agencies, they really want to keep the cost low, talking about all the growing agencies, and then they want to maximize the workforce, the utilization of that workforce, and whatever resources that they have. So that's good insight. Now, my next question is about those, smart decisions that you make, and those decisions are coming from some historical data, right? Because you learn from your historical data, and that's how you make your predictive analysis. So as you are expanding the franchisee footprint, how is Griswold leveraging those data-driven insights and predictive analysis to analytics to identify the most promising growth opportunities and make really informed and strategic decisions?
Yeah, no, that's I'll try to not go too long on my soapbox in this one. This is one I'm really intimately involved with especially with our new franchise owners. And we have a tool that we use for new office location selection, right? And so what this does is we're blending a bit of our physical and digital impact points together for like kind of figure out how do we choose the office location in the physical realm while also understanding the impact that that can have in the digital realm, and being able to kind of blend those together into a happy medium is critical to their success. Understanding, some of the key points we look at in understanding that relationship is where is your target demographic for clients relative to, say, the zip codes of your caregiver populations, and we can take the historical presence. Griswold's been around for over 40 years. And so what that gives me is a fantastic amount of data and understand deeply rooted territory trends across the country, and what will work and what won't work from a location relative proximity of caregivers and clients. And that can help us advise new owners, even current owners, as far as where's the best place to be. So when a Google search happens, and Google's going even more hyper local now than ever with the search results, is where do you place yourself that's easily accessible to the caregivers? They're going to be the primary foot traffic through your front door. But then how do you also make sure that doesn't alienate you to your clients when they're searching within the proximity of their home? All these factors have really real business impacts once we get the decisions made. But if we can figure out through this proprietary tool, where's the best place to optimally put you for the best of everything, then that really empowers our owners to have a very strong initial first year in business ahead of the industry average, as well as our ongoing owners when they are looking to relocate, making that good decision with their own internal historical knowledge. To your point, I can take an owner that's been there for 20 years, take their historical data of that territory, and then we can make even sharper decisions, more focused decisions based off what they want in the next location, as well as what we know clearly won't work. And we can really kind of hone in on a very exact few spots for them to go to. And it saves them a lot of time. They're not shopping around. They're not looking kind of poking around in the dark, wondering where to go. They know exactly where to go. These are my three options. I need to make one of these three work. And this is what's going to set me up for success for the next 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a good insight there. Final advice. What advice would you give to home care agency franchise owners, I should say, who are looking to take their businesses to the next level through this transformative leadership and forward-thinking strategies?
Yeah, this one's near and dear to my heart because I like to say I learned the hard way. I'm not one that kind of like, oh, probably shouldn't do that, Matt. Nope. I got to do something and then see kind of works out. But what that has kind of given me is an opportunity to really learn from my mistakes, but also be hungry for like, all right, how do I avoid future pain points? And one of those ways that I stumbled across was there was a book I read called Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink early in my management career, where I kind of got sick of making so many mistakes early on. And what that left me was there's a few kind of like just takeaways like, wow, like this is really what's going to drive franchise owners in now forward is one, own everything in your world. No one else is to blame. So really you gotta, it's you, you're the business owner. It stops with you. Leaders take ownership of everything that impacts the mission, right? And so you have to own the communication to your team on how you want to be successful. If you want to try new initiatives with technology, you make sure to communicate effectively what the goals are of this trial. And your default should be action, not reaction. And so if you want to try something, try it, fail fast or be successful, but don't just kind of dawdle on it, right? Don't just kind of like, I'm kind of trying this, I'm kind of not. Be decisive, be assertive. That's going to help you really understand and know what it's going to work, what's not, and not waste time on anything. And really be open and receptive, I would say, is the next thing to the technology that's coming through, especially if you have been in business for more than 5 years. Transformationally, the home care industry has changed drastically, even just the 10 years I've been here. So when I talk to a franchise owner that's been in business for 30 or 40, it's unbelievable what's happened in that time period. And it's only increasing exponentially now. And so be open, try new things. If the franchisor has an idea on technology or there's a new tool out by one of your vendor partners, try it, because chances are that that's going to help you reduce your future headcount, not current headcount, but it allows your coordinators, maybe your coordinators now with this new technology that you're trying, can provide excellent customer service to not just 30 clients, but maybe they can try it to 40 to 45. You're able to fight that margin compression that we're seeing with rising costs, but we're topped out bill rates. But these tools that these technologies are going to provide us now are going to allow us to be more effective in a new model. And you have to be open and you have to listen. You got to watch for stuff.
I love that. I love that 100%. People normally think that whatever they're doing, it's working for them and it's how it should be. But then unless you are open and you are receptive and you look for new tools and technologies, and especially AI these days, in the last few years, things have changed and you can really exponentially grow if you are open. So definitely. Well, thank you so much, Matt, for sharing your expertise. And I'm sure it's very insightful for our audience. And thank you so much, everyone who's listening in. Until next time, goodbye.
Yeah, take care.